welcome. You're watching the India Today Lifestyle Show. I'm Chaiti Narula, and today we're going to be talking about the Paris Haute Couture Week 2022. From Balenciaga to Her Story X Rahul Mishra, Dior, Chanel, Jean-Paul Gaultier. Let's take a look and start off with all the highlights coming in from the Paris Haute Couture Week 2022. One of fashion's most popular weeks. The Paris Haute Couture Week 2022 from 4th to 7th of July saw the who's who of the fashion fraternity from around the world flock to the French capital to see it all firsthand. The schedule saw some interesting couture, and the highlights included heavy hitters like Chanel and Dior. Schiaparelli and Balenciaga, Oliver Rousteing's guest collection for Jean-Paul Gaultier, and menswear surging to life with Thom Browne and Hedi Slimane leading the charge. The Balenciaga Haute Couture show had a star cast featuring Kim Kardashian, Dua Lipa and Nicole Kidman. A one-off awkward moment of this model in a bridal wear going awry did end up becoming a troll's bait. Excepting that particular moment, it became one of the most talked about showcases. From Naomi Campbell to Bella Hadid, Demna Gvasalia managed to make headlines once again. Olivier Rousteing, Jean-Paul Gaultier Haute Couture collection featured cone bras, baby bumps and human perfume bottles. Rousteing incorporated some of his own Balmain signatures, quite recognizably, into the collection. Like these party-ready mini dresses and gowns with exaggerated hip and shoulder silhouettes. Her Story X Rahul Mishra collaboration was a big one for Indian fashion. The collection married traditional Indian craftsmanship with modern conceptual design. Quite the signature Rahul Mishra style of highlighting Indian craftsmanship and thinking like an artist. Giorgio Armani, 87 now, reportedly fitted all the 92 looks personally. Evening gowns with Armani deep blue, velvet bustiers, fuchsia paired with deco black in textures of velvet, silk and layered tulle. Quite the showcase. The utility of the couture pieces stood out. Petite accessories, glitzy clutch bags, geometric jeweled drop earrings, the collection spelled wearability. Chanel saw Pharrell Williams kick off the runway show at the Gaultier de Paris Equestrian Center. The fall-winter collection by Virgin Viard saw feminine silhouettes, suits, long dresses in bright green color, blacks, pinks married with subdued palette that included khaki, beige and looked signature Chanel. Victor and Rolf showed off some power beauty moves at couture, bringing in the 80s sexy back. Power dressing was the defining headline seen throughout the collection. Big blazers with exaggerated shoulders, sharp shirts, graphic stripes and coats that were larger than life, and the exaggerated makeup that went with it looked rather bold. Menswear surged to life with Thom Browne and Hedi Slimane leading the charge. Even Elie Saab debuted an array of menswear pieces alongside his signature lineup of red carpet-ready dresses for women. In New Delhi, Chaiti Narula for India Today. Well, the Paris Couture Week is a place of futuristic designs, and this time around Dutch designer Iris van Herpen decided not to go unnoticed. What did she end up doing? She created the first couture dress which is vegan and made out of cocoa bean husk. Riya Modi with this report. The Haute Couture Week is the stage for futuristic designs always. Iris van Herpen, with her debut creation for the Haute Couture Week, decided to not go unnoticed. The luxury Dutch fashion designer Herpen partnered with Magnum Ice Cream, the chocolatier of ice cream, to design the most trailblazing haute couture vegan dress inspired by Magnum vegan ice cream. Cindy Brunner took to the runway with the Magnum vegan dress, paving way for Magnum Ice Cream's first step into circular fashion. The dress is made using an intricate three-dimensional design incorporating sustainable materials with reference to Magnum's vegan ice cream. This was an indulgent fusion between the brand's iconic melting chocolate and Herpen's luxurious fluid design. The Magnum vegan dress is the first haute couture dress to be made from cocoa bean husk. The dynamic correlation between ice cream and haute couture brings about Herpen's ambition to work towards a fully sustainable production chain within the fashion industry. In New Delhi, with Riya Modi, Lifestyle Bureau, India Today. Indian textile has been recognized in Europe since the 17th century. This includes the fine fabric, the dyeing skill, the embroidery and what have you. But it has always been the French tailors who end up taking the credit for it. But this time around, the game entirely changed, and it is the Indian artisans who got their due share of acknowledgement, recognition and acceptance. Take a look at this special report. The Haute Couture Week is back in Paris. The artistry and craft behind this is the greatest endeavor. And it is about time that the Indian artisans get their due share of recognition. And guess what? They are. Recently, designer Rahul Mishra staged the importance of Indian embroiderers at the Haute Couture Week 2022 in Paris. He highlighted the contribution of Indian artisans to the European couture houses. In fact, the Paris Couture Week director Maria Grazia commissioned a 3,600 square feet tapestry by two artisans, Madhvi and Manu Parekh. The entire textile was made in Mumbai itself. The textile was on display as Maria Grazia Chouiri recognizes the importance of Indian artisans.
I think it's an amazing recognition. The Haute Couture Week has used the art inspired by Madhvi and Manu Parekh on the walls of the runway. It's an absolutely beautiful tribute to Indian art and its crafts. I think it's high time that Indian artisans were recognized for the work we do.
Although Indian textile has been recognized in Europe since the 17th century, including fine fabric, embroidery, dyeing skills and what have you, the French tailors are the ones who continue to still get the credit for it. Mohammed Ashir recognizes that 90% of all the hand embroidery in the Paris Fashion Week comes from India, including his.
Couture is not new to India, and as early as the 16th century saw the beautiful art of Zardozi color every single garment in every palace in India. So we understand the art and we understand couture, we understand what detailing of embroidery is. And over the years, unfortunately, we have not had the recognition, even though most of the international designers have always got embroideries done in India, be it Alexander McQueen or John Galliano and so many others. All the embroideries have always been done in India.
With Rahul Mishra in the picture of Haute Couture Week, the acknowledgement of Indian artisanal history and craftsmanship is now seeing a very exciting time. In New Delhi, with Ria Modi, Lifestyle Bureau, India Today. Outside of Balenciaga, it was Jean-Paul Gaultier's showcase that was the one to remember at the Paris Couture Week 2022. Whether it was cone bras, baby balms, human perfume bottles, it was quite an interesting one. Take a look at the showcase. Oliver Rousting's showcase at the Jean-Paul Gaultier show stood out, exalting the capabilities of the atelier and paving a path for an array of dimensional designs. The audience had the experience of witnessing cone bras, fine stripes and tattoo prints. Rousting opened the show with menswear inspired by the tattoo collection of 1994, considering a celebration of diversity. He then broke into statement women on song. The looks that showcased platform heels inspired with tin cans were quite the statement ones. The model strutted forth with metal chokers, striped glass tops and tin micro minis. There were two models who walked down the ramp in pregnant conical bras and flesh. The runway looked like a statement of sartorial craftsmanship of the house. In New Delhi, with Ria Modi, Lifestyle Bureau, India Today. And no fashion event anywhere in the world is complete and replete without its own set of celebrities getting packed. And of course, the Paris Couture Week 2022 was no different either, with so many celebrities in attendance. Ria Modi with this report. Some of the most stylists were present. A rather star-studded week of the fall in Paris, with Haute Couture so fashion's best of the best. The front rows were packed with various celebrities, various influencers, all of them donning stylish outfits in rather fashionable looks, of course. After all, it is the Haute Couture Week in Paris. The Balenciaga show saw Kim Kardashian, Nicole Kidman, Dua Lipa, joining Naomi Campbell and Bella Hadid on the runway. The front row saw Northwest with Kris Jenner, Alexa Demi, Emily Ratajkowski, Offset and Michelle Yeoh. Christine Quinn showed off her slender figure at the Balenciaga show. American singer Rita Ora was spotted in an all Schiaparelli silver and white outfit at the Schiaparelli show. Mary Least was papped in front of the Eiffel Tower. Former Victoria's Secret sensation Angel Carly Kloss was papped en route a show. Evangelista was seen in a blue-tone mini dress walking her way around the streets between the fashion shows. At the Dior Haute Couture show, you had Lily Aldrich in full Dior. In New Delhi with Riya Modi, Lifestyle Bureau, India Today. Over the past few years, we've seen many corners of the fashion industry radically reshaped. So that begs the question, what is the future of couture around the world? And especially since we're talking about the Paris Haute Couture Week 2022, what is going to be its future as well? Let's take a look at this report. The Paris Haute Couture Week 2022 saw some rather futuristic designs hitting the runway. The fashion showcase faces healthy competition from Milan, New York and London. But the plans for the future have kept the audience intrigued. Reportedly, according to the newly elected president Bruno Pavlovsky, the Haute Couture Week focuses more on digital activation now and sustainability. After all, the first vegan couture also was on display there this time around. Reports suggest that the runway is all set to bring in more digital revolution now going forward. The designers are already ready to step into the futuristic designs and dive into the technological revamp. Sustainability is anyway the buzzword now in fashion circles these days, and that seems to be the defining theme most likely going forward too. The biggest names and brands in fashion now getting into Web3 and sustainability should be an interesting one to watch out for in the years to come. In New Delhi with Riya Modi, Lifestyle Bureau, India Today. Well, that's it from me, Chaiti Narula, on this special broadcast of the Paris Haute Couture Week 2022. Continue to watch this space as our India Today Lifestyle team will continue to bring you all that is latest in lifestyle, fashion, wellness and much more. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks for your time.